I am so stoked for this moment right now. In person, in the flesh. I am so happy to have my next guest join us. She is here, she is talented, she just dropped a new EP called I Hope You Are Very Unhappy Without Me. Maria Isabel.
Hi, how's it going?
I can see you, I can touch you.
I know, we're in real life.
And then I'm afraid to touch you.
Right, we shouldn't.
We should elbow.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Of course, thanks for having me.
I gotta say off the bat, how does it feel to be talking in person like this?
Surreal, just like not in the state that or like not in the city that I live in, at a venue about to play a show talking to you. It's been a while.
Yeah, so many firsts, so many things to talk about with you.
Yeah.
First, this is like what, the second, third show tour?
Second show.
And you really haven't performed much.
So I did a little bit of performing growing up. You know, I was always singing, but I didn't have any music out. So it was like I was singing covers at like small bars in New York. But other than that, I haven't really put on a show ever.
Any videos that we could find online, like those Lady Gaga videos
probably,
of her?
Probably, but like just don't dig too deep. But probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you were preparing for this moment, were you in your room with a hairbrush? Like, how do you prepare?
Absolutely.
Because, you know, before this, it was kind of like locked down. No major studio time or what have you.
Yeah, honestly, it's weird because like I think a lot of artists had to just pivot to like indoor mode and just like stick to writing and that sort of thing, like just do what you could do. So my mind really wasn't on like live performing during at least the first like few months of quarantine. It was really just like write as much as I can and do as much as I can from inside. So now it's been good, but it's been a weird transition to like shift everything back to being on stage.
And what's interesting is that you really got popular.
Right.
A lot of fans.
During a time. Put my first song out right before it started.
An EP as well during this whole
Yeah.
time of it all. And so, I mean, let's rewind for a second. I saw this Dutch pop star phrase come up of how you have all these Dutch fans because of a Dutch pop star.
Yes.
Very, very early on.
That did happen, yes.
Who is this Dutch pop star, can we say?
So it was this girl who I didn't know of her at all, but a lot of people were just like tagging me in her posts. And I guess she won the Dutch Voice in the Netherlands. And just like one day I was in class at NYU and my phone started like vibrating until it just died and I had no idea what was going on. And then it turned out we looked alike and she had like posted my photo and been like, I found my twin in America. So I have a lot of fans in Amsterdam now, which is like random, but I'm not mad at it.
And then, so obviously people found your music and you singing when they were locked up at home and all those things, and really getting into your feels.
Yeah.
But you're a person that has always been writing, from what I understand, right?
Yeah, I've always loved reading and writing, so that's kind of always been my thing. And like, I think where I went to like put down secrets and stuff like that. But just recently decided to start sharing them with the world, I guess.
So what was the catalyst for sharing them with the world? Because to be fair, you went to school for music and you had these dreams. And some stories are, hey, I've always wanted to be an artist, a musician, you know, a serious songwriter, what have you. And they'll start at a young age and really grind. But you went the university route. What was the catalyst for that?
Yeah, I think just like, honestly, just like as a first generation like child of immigrants, like it was like I wanted to finish, you know, my education, like get my degree, and then I guess it was kind of also just like I grew up singing and like taking vocal lessons and that sort of thing, and just wanted to kind of like try different things and give myself the chance to see other things. And like 2 years into college, I was like, I just want to keep doing music, so I transferred to the music school and studied that till I graduated, and then I was songwriting from like the last year of college on out until I like put out the first song. And I think it's really just like, it was just a feeling. Like I knew I was gonna do it eventually and that I wanted to share my music, but it just like, I was waiting for the right song, I think.
Growing up in New York, Queens in particular, you know, you're a New Yorker through and through.
Yes.
Very diverse. There's so many different pockets of music, and especially nowadays, right? Because you have these areas that got gentrified and places that are hanging on to their culture.
Right. Yeah.
What was your neighborhood like?
Not gentrified at all. Honestly, a lot of different cultures, mostly Latinx community, but just a lot going on. It was weird. It's kind of like, I realize like now that I'm traveling that I grew up in a bubble, but like the kind of bubble where like there's someone from everywhere, so that feels like the norm. And then you go other places and realize it's not like that. So, but it was nice. I mean, like just grew up around so many different people and so many different kinds of cultures that like your eyes are just open to so much, I think.
Did your parents purposely try to bring you into situations where you get reminded of your culture musically as well as art?
Yeah, I mean, also like just a lot of my family immigrated here, so like I think like it's like me and my cousins and like my siblings were like the first generation of kids to really grow up in America from our family, so there was still that like combination of like speaking Spanish at home and like listening to Dominican music and eating Dominican food and all that stuff, just like doing it in New York.
And what do they think about this career path? Because I can imagine that as immigrants, they may say, oh, traditional things,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because like I've always been very upfront that this was the plan and this is what I was gonna do. They were definitely worried, I think, like at least at the start of it, at like how it was gonna pan out. And like obviously it's not an easy thing to do to like follow your art and make it a long-lasting career, but now they're just excited and I think not surprised necessarily, but just like proud that it's like coming into fruition.
Out of your parents, who was the tougher one and kind of the one that kind of held off before not accepting, but kind of like, okay, I see this?
They've kind of like flip-flopped back and forth over the years. And then I think just like as it got more serious, my mom's just like more frightful of the whole thing and my dad's just like do the thing, but they're both really supportive. So
he's like, bring me to the parties.
Right, no, that's quite literally my dad, yes. He's very just happy to be here.
Your music resonates with me so much because of the lyrics, number one. Like the things you sing about, like just strike a chord with me in terms of your broken heart. I gotta tell you.
I don't love to hear that.
I mean, I was about to say, I mean, your fans must say the same thing, right?
Yeah, I get a lot of those messages.
And this particular EP that you just dropped, I mean, you're so polite about it. I hope you're very unhappy without me.
Just wanted to be subtle.
Yeah. Well, that's not subtle. That's
yeah.
And then the songs on there are just your bleeding heart.
Yeah.
Solitude and Baby.
That was the goal.
Yeah. During the pandemic or just thoughts collecting over time of a breakup?
I think both. I think mainly like the pandemic gives you like the space and I guess isolation, honestly, to write songs like Solitude. But definitely like over time, collectively, yeah.
Your Instagram profile makes a reference to being Carrie Bradshaw.
Yes.
Are these songs of...
Okay, I would like to note that while a lot of people mention that, I feel I am more self-aware, and as I watch the show back, I'm like, she made some mistakes and not the best choices. I more meant in the sense that like we have the same hair, and I also like have more shoes than anything else in my apartment, and like never touch the kitchen. So in that sense, we are similar, yes.
But you're not a chain smoker. You're
no, not those things. No.
Well, I can't wait to see you perform these songs live.
I'm excited.
Like in person.
Yeah, I know.
Not over some janky Wi-Fi connection, on Instagram Live.
Still crazy to me, but yeah.
Congrats on everything.
Thanks.
And really appreciate the time.
Yeah, appreciate it.
She is Maria Isabel, and you're watching B-Sides.